It's time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news here on KALH, weather always comes first. Heavy rain is bringing a flash flood threat to the plains and mid-Mississippi Valley through tomorrow. Meanwhile, hot conditions and critical fire weather looms over the Great Basin and Southwest. Close at home, hot temperatures continue. Dry conditions prevail through at least Friday. Critical fire weather conditions are possible as breezy west winds develop today and tomorrow. Because of all that, the National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory in effect through tomorrow. Drink plenty of fluids, try to stay in air-conditioned rooms, stay out of the sun, check up on relatives and neighbors, especially the elderly. Take extra precautions if you are outside. Wear lightweight and loose-fitting clothing. Try to limit your strenuous activities to early morning or evening. Take action if you see symptoms of heat exhaustion or heat stroke. And remember, heat stroke is an emergency. Call 911. The National Weather Service has also issued a fire weather watch for near-critical fire weather conditions in effect through tomorrow evening. A fire weather watch means that critical fire weather conditions are forecast to occur, and we will advise you on later forecasts and possible red flag warnings, of which I do kind of think there's going to be one of those red flag warnings tomorrow.
This is Lieutenant William Skaggs with Alamogordo Fire Department. Alamogordo Fire Department urges all residents and visitors to remain vigilant and take extra precautions in light of the current dry conditions and heightened fire dangers. Some key fire safety tips for our community are: avoid using open flames outdoors, including barbecues, fire pits, or any other burning. Always ensure fire rings or barbecue pits are properly managed and avoid using them in windy conditions. Proper disposal of cigarettes. If smoking, make sure to fully extinguish cigarettes and dispose of them in a safe, non-flammable container. Never discard cigarette butts on the ground or in dry areas. Vehicle safety. Avoid parking vehicles on dry grass or areas with tall vegetation, as hot exhaust pipes could spark fires. Be mindful of equipment use. Ensure that lawnmowers, chainsaws, and any equipment that could generate sparks are used with caution and not in windy conditions. Check equipment regularly for safety. Stay informed. Follow local fire restrictions and guidelines, and remain alert to any updates or emergency notifications issued by local authorities. The fire risk in Alamogordo is high due to ongoing dry conditions. Together, we can keep Alamogordo safe. Please stay alert and practice fire safety at all times.
We'll have another look at the weather following this news.
This is Range Control with roadblock information for Monday, June 16th. Roadblocks are subject to change without notice. Highways 70, 54, and 380, Owen Road, Nike Avenue, and War Highway are scheduled to remain open all day.
New studies show that Holloman Lake is the most contaminated ecosystem in the world with regards to PFAS chemicals. It's a dire situation that has a few good solutions, but it may also give scientists a unique opportunity to help prevent these ecological disasters in the future. James Kenney is Cabinet Secretary with the New Mexico Environment Department. He spoke at KRQA.
The bad part about PFAS are that they are known carcinogens at this point. They can cause cancer. They can cause reproductive health issues in both men and women. And by just simply being there and eating the insects and the grasses and being around that water, they're picking up these PFAS levels.
Holloman Lake has become contaminated with these dangerous chemicals through decades of waste dumping by the U.S. Department of Defense. Now researchers are detecting record-breaking levels in nearby wildlife. Jean-Luc Catron with UNM Biology Department Museum of Southwestern Biology.
The levels of contamination that we found in some of the wildlife are 30 million times greater than that MCL, that maximum contaminant level.
Professor Catron says cleaning up a contaminated space like this would be a monumentally expensive project and something that has never been attempted at this scale.
One of the things that's possible is to cover the contaminated soils with fresh, uncontaminated soils and replant the vegetation, and then monitor everything extensively. Contamination underground, which is something that we can't forget. What would be involved is treatment of the groundwater, pulling the groundwater through an air stripper, and then use technology to get rid of the PFAS, re-inject the groundwater, upgrading somewhere.
This dangerous situation does offer unique opportunities. With such high levels of PFAS, it could serve as a sort of natural laboratory. Professor Catron hopes that scientists and state leaders can take these lessons learned and become more proactive with preventing it from ever happening again. He recommends officials start a biomonitoring program to search for more sources of PFAS contamination and stop them before they get to these dangerous levels. A house fire broke out in La Luz yesterday. Reports say the roof was engulfed before it fully collapsed on itself. Fortunately, no injuries reported. The fire did not spread. No word yet on cause. The village of Tularosa is having a workshop this Wednesday at 6 p.m. The agenda is available by viewing villageoftularosa.com. Well, today is Monday. That means we get a update from Animal Village NM.
Hi, I'm Sunny Aris, co-founder and director of Animal Village NM, right here in southern New Mexico. And I need just a few moments of your time to ask you to help us stop generations of suffering before they ever begin. Animal Village NM has provided more than 10,000 spay and neuter surgeries for low-income families since 2007. Animal Village NM is not the new kid on the block. And we've given away tons and tons of free pet food to those struggling to care for their beloved pet companions. But the need is growing. Since COVID, families from nearly every county in New Mexico are calling us every day asking for help because their animal control facilities are overflowing, the rescues are overwhelmed, and their communities have no resources to prevent the flood of unwanted litters. Let's look at just one example. Your example. Otero County Animal Control. In the first month of 2025 alone, more than 700 dogs and cats have been euthanized, many of them young, healthy, and scared. I'm not talking about Alamogordo Animal Control. That's a completely different facility. We don't have the records from them yet. But Otero County Animal Shelter, more than 700 dogs and cats euthanized. More than 700 lives snuffed out, many of them young, healthy, and scared, just unwanted. Think of the children watching puppies and kittens being abandoned at the pound. Think of the children learning that animals are disposable, that promises don't matter even if they're for a lifetime, and that love doesn't last. But we can teach something better. We can teach that real love means responsibility, day in, day out, year in, year out. That keeping a pet safe, fed, and fixed is how we show we care, and that home is for a life, not just until it's inconvenient. One unspayed dog and her offspring can create 67,000 dogs in just 6 years, and a single pair of unaltered cats can lead to 400,000 kittens in 7 years. The only solution? Prevention. That's where you come in. $35 a month, your donation on our website provides food to a hungry pet. $100 helps to subsidize a surgery. $200 pays for a full spay or neuter. Please, even just 2 hours a month of your volunteering can change the future for animals and the children watching. Go to animalvillagenm.org or find us on Facebook.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Hi, it's me, here to tell you about AlamogordoTownNews.org. This is Otero County's #1 source for local news, sports, and community. Quite frankly, AlamogordoTownNews.org is the big LES news service online. AlamogordoTownNews.org is a Second Life Media affiliated company.
From basic to advanced computer repairs, it's GalacticGeeksPCRepair.com. Local business owned and operated by Greg Gutierrez, available for on-site work from 9 to 6 daily. Installations, upgrades, even virus repair. For information, email Greg at GalacticGeeksPCRepair.com. Google IT support, professionally certified.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Las Cruces police continue to investigate the suspicious death of a man found near a bus stop on Thursday afternoon. Around 4:30 in the afternoon on Thursday, Las Cruces police and fire responded to several 911 calls regarding a man lying face down near the bus stop. Officers and emergency medical personnel found the man with visible injuries to his face, and he was having difficulty breathing. First responders attempted life-saving measures, but 63-year-old Luther Lewis Gilbert of Las Cruces was pronounced dead on scene. You know, even in jail, Gabriela Muniz, that's the mother charged in the death of her 4-month-old baby, turns out she can't stay out of trouble and is now facing even more charges. Get this. Prosecutors say she admitted to bringing fentanyl into jail, and that led to an inmate overdosing. Officers used Narcan and provided CPR, saving the life of that inmate. Muniz faced a judge in court on Friday. Court documents show that she turned over the drugs to corrections officers. A white powdery substance she said was pure fentanyl.
She poses a danger, unfortunately, to the other inmates in MDC, as indicated by these new charges and the fact that she brought fentanyl in to what was supposed to be a dry cell.
The defense argued that Muniz should be let out of jail as her baby's cause of death has not yet been fully determined, but the judge disagreed, ruling to keep her in jail until trial. She's now facing a drug charge on top of the child abuse resulting in death charge. Albuquerque police are investigating a fatal crash on the east side of the city between a vehicle and a motorcycle. Police responded to that call on Friday. The motorcyclist was taken to a local hospital but succumbed to the injuries. The police fatal crash team is looking into the incident. Folks, it is hot outside, and more people are going to be riding around on two wheels, both bicycles and motorcycles. Keep your eyes open and look out for them. Members of a union supporting workers at the Smiths and Albertsons grocery stores in the Land of Enchantment are set to vote on authorizing a strike. The United Food and Commercial Workers Union, Local 1564, confirmed they filed unfair labor practice charges with the National Labor Relations Board against the two grocery store chains. The union members will take a strike authorization vote sometime this week over unfair labor practices, collusion, and bad faith bargaining. The contracts with the grocery store were set to expire yesterday, but were extended through June 28th. A Roswell program is continuing to serve the community, even after floods devastated Chaves County last year. Family Resource Center Director Sarah Johnson spoke with KRQE.
Our community was in crisis. And so, some of those stats include that we've served 412 families. That's 586 children that have been impacted, 635 adults. Of those families, of those adults served, 93 of those presented with disabilities. Casa
Kids is also launching a new mobile unit to better serve Chaves County. There's going to be an open house tomorrow at their facility on Main Street.
Every summer, it happens, again and again. A parent steps away for just a minute, but that minute can turn deadly. On a hot day, the temperature inside a parked car can soar by 20 degrees in just 10 minutes. Even with the windows cracked, the heat builds fast, becoming a deadly trap for a child. Children's bodies heat up 3 to 5 times faster than adults. Heat stroke can begin when a child's body reaches 104 degrees. At 107 degrees, it can be fatal. Last year alone, 24 children died in the U.S. from being left in hot cars, each one preventable. Never leave a child in a vehicle, not even for a minute. Look before you lock. This message is brought to you by the Alamogordo Fire Department and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Protect kids, prevent tragedy.
The National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory in effect through tomorrow. Drink plenty of fluids, remain in air-conditioned rooms, stay out of the sun, and check up on relatives and neighbors, in particular the elderly. Take extra precautions when you're outside. Wear lightweight and loose-fitting clothing. Try to limit strenuous activities to early morning or evening. Take action when you see symptoms of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Remember, heat stroke is an emergency. Call 911. The National Weather Service has also issued a fire weather watch for near-critical fire weather conditions in effect until tomorrow evening. A fire weather watch means that critical fire weather conditions are forecast to occur. We will advise you with regards to later forecasts and possible red flag warnings. Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny and hot, mostly clear tonight, sunny and hot tomorrow, winds gusting up to 26 miles per hour. Your high today in the basin, 103, low tonight of 74, high tomorrow, 104 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today with a 20% chance of showers and storms, winds gusting up to 22 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight, winds gusting up to 20. Sunny tomorrow, winds gusting up to 32. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 82, low tonight of 58, high tomorrow, 81 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and you can learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. And that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.